everyone, and welcome back to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings where we'll talk about different themes, animes, holidays, colors, the art of cosplaying, and conventions, which today we're bringing back, well, not bringing back, we're talking about another convention this season, which is called Swampcon. So I'm very, very excited to be learning more about Swampcon and what all it has to offer. But as always, I like to start with the guest and tea sippers that have joined me this evening, starting with...
Hello, you've probably seen me on Cosplay Tea Time before. If not, and this is your first episode I'm watching, hello, hi. I'm Bella. Sometimes people call me Rose. I really do not have a preference which one because, you know. And I am a cosplayer who is public on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Usually if you find my link tree, you'll see where all of my stuff is, which I consider that to be a full like portfolio for all of my things. But my Instagram is belladonnarose.cosplays and my TikTok is belladonnarose.cosplays. So yeah, you should find the link tree through there. Okay. But yes. Anyway, take it away.
Take it away. Yeah, it's just the two of us again, so it's all good.
Yes.
Yes. Alright, so...
I'm so used to being.
I know. It's okay.
I'm so used to like being with like the whole gang. It's just us.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
the
no, we're not
two
alone.
of
We have
us.
Nora.
Enough.
Nora's here.
Enough with the copyright. Enough.
Please don't.
We got
No.
Pongo.
Pongo!
Enough with the copyright.
Alrighty, so as always, my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Jen.Cosplays45. And today I'm cosplaying as Miku from the something quintuplets. I can never say the word, but I have my little Miku here. So very, very excited to be finally cosplaying Best Girl. So alright, and with that, we have introductions done and out of the way with. We're actually going to go ahead and jump right into today's theme. No icebreaker question, shocker. But we're just going to get right into it. So what is Swampcon? Swampcon is held at the University of Florida in Gainesville, Florida, sometime in the beginning of March. The convention is a multi-general convention hosted by a student organization. With over 3,000 attendees, there are panels, contests, performances, and so much more to see and attend. So yes, we have very, very exciting stuff. I gotta pull up my questions. Oh no. There we go. So we're just gonna jump right into our questions with the first one being, how many times have you attended SwampCon?
Well, Swampcon is usually a very small con. And I know in previous episodes of Cosplay Tea Time, if you haven't watched or if you have, recap or, a little bit of encouragement to watch the other episodes, let's say. Uh, we talked about how cons are getting much bigger, much bigger, even with a lot of like the smaller cons. And I actually started going to SwampCon back when it was 2018, 2019, something like that. I was kind of like moving out of like the state where like UF is, like University of Florida is in their Union Center. I didn't live like in the Union Center, like that would have been weird just to be on a college campus as like this like young person who hasn't hit um college peak yet. And and so like it was kind of before I like moved out of where like I was gonna be. So I went a couple times. One was with a friend from middle school, and the next year I was with the like our not our club, but we were more of like a charity anime club. So we went to Swampcon as like a little trip. One of our club members was a part of the costume contest. The last year I went before the whole pandemic happened. But I remember the year before the pandemic happened, I also was up there doing the costume contest, which is pretty cool. Um, but I kind of went to SwampCon at least twice or a few times before the pandemic hit, and then after the pandemic hit, um, I just wasn't able to go until 2023 and until recently this year too. And sometimes with SwampCon, I kind of want to correct you a little bit if you don't mind with,
Oh,
when it is.
yeah.
So it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. A lot of people look at the last day and they're like, "Oh, okay, it's kind of like around there." And really, with SwampCon, there really isn't a known like date or time whenever it happens. Usually, I can estimate it happens between February and between the dates of April. I went to SwampCon last year at the end of March, and I think they had it like a couple times in April or and a couple times in February, maybe once in January at some point along SwampCon's history, which I think I looked up a long time ago. I'm having a memory recall.
It's okay. Yeah, I guess it's just best.
But
It's just best to say sometime early spring. Make sure you check the website, official days, and all
yes,
that. So,
it really depends between, I'm going to estimate between the dates of February and April, but it is sometime in that spring area. And they usually have for just at least a weekend because it is on a college campus. It is in their Union's Ritz Center. And that is also the place where students, go for classes and stuff. So it's kind of understandable. Yeah, we don't want to do like a whole week of
mhm.
a con. We want to do like a weekend where it's convenient for these students at the college that they're attending. Um, but I kind of have gone to SwampCon about maybe several times in the past, including counting this year, which was so fun.
That's good.
I'm raving in my brain rave.
Yeah, it's always fun. So, let me see how many times I've been to SwampCon. Zero. I'm a little bit further northeast, so be quite the trip.
We
So,
gotta get you over here.
I
We gotta
know.
get you over here, Jen.
We'll have to wait and see when it is. If it's in between classes, maybe, but it's a wait and see. It's a long
Yeah.
trip to prepare for.
Yeah. Right now, as we're recording this episode, the
Mhm.
dates are undetermined, but you can usually find out through social media, such as their Instagram or their Facebook and stuff. They usually announce stuff there. Um, so I know the next dates are going to be in 2025, sometime in the spring. Hopefully, they don't change it to another season.
Oh,
But
that's so
sometime in the spring 2025. And hey, Jen, if you're able to come up,
nice.
I'll take care of you.
Oh, no, no, it's okay. I can take care of myself. So, it's just there's a lot that happens
It's
in the
okay. I was
spring.
like,
So,
yeah, I'm like, I will buy food for you. I will
mm,
make sure that you're fed snacks.
Armenian food. That's what I want to try.
Yes, yeah, you know what?
The spinach tart.
You know what? New alphabet, frick the old alphabet. We're just gonna bring like a ton of Armenian food in a cool pack because they'll let us bring it in, and then we're
Oh,
just gonna have a
really?
picnic like when it comes to
A
lunchtime.
buffet.
I'm not gonna know what hit 'em.
It's going to be amazing. All right, so that actually brings us to our next question, which we've been talking a little bit about, which is how do you prepare for SwampCon?
So now that I am no longer like living in the state where SwampCon is, I usually have to travel to this con, which it's normally a 1 year travel thing. Thanks to all my friends that, are there have currently, been like living in like Florida and stuff because University of Florida is in the state of Florida. But like I kind of get to like go back there and be all like, oh my gosh, friends
Oh,
and stuff.
thanks.
So I usually travel to the con. Um, like I'll travel like either like the day before, or, like a couple days before, depending on like the situation is with that. And then sometimes if I have time or if I feel like it, I'll like go like the day before the con even opens and kind of just like get ideas where I want like photo shoots and stuff. I have like a convention lineup and everything and usually I try to stay the whole day, like both days or at least one day, but so far it's only kind of been like I've only able to go one day because of um I gotta get back for school and also at the time we're recording this, I'm a college student. So um catch me making history with those grades.
Mm,
But
yeah.
yeah, I have to like travel to Florida, like to where the con is and kind of like get a hotel or like stay with a friend and then usually we go to the convention, we have fun, we like go to all the events, sometimes we record cute little videos together and then pictures. Um recently I've been, attempting to and sometimes successfully been, getting photos done by photographers. I know that dapper.arts on Instagram. He did my Jinx photos and my Vi photos, which Jinx is a beautiful story. Uh, I met them. I met Lovo Shots too, and
Mm,
Dapper Arts cosplaying Jinx last year. It was pretty fun. But I'll usually prepare. I'll make sure that I have a folder of everything that I'd want to do for photo shoots, everything that I want to do for content at the con. And then I'll kind of just like, go to certain events that interest me. And when I'm not going to those events and when I'm just chilling, usually I will be doing content. As of next year, though, it's very exciting. We haven't announced anything yet. But as of next year during Swampcon, me and a couple of friends, we're going to be traveling to Swampcon to actually record an entire project that if you want to, you can be a part of. If you want to. But you have to be over 18, you have to be able to travel, and if you have a travel buddy, they're welcome to stay on set, but they have to stay off the camera. So, yes, all that cool stuff. Yay! But like we're all pretty excited that we're all gonna be traveling and stuff, and I have like another friend that's gonna be traveling too. Finally, I can get her here.
yeah.
But I'm so
Mm,
excited. I hope I'm not speaking too soon.
mm. It's good to have a
But
plan.
yeah, we just like yeah, and I make sure to bring enough money. I make sure to keep my credit card on me too, in case of like I need anything that's like bigger than what's in my wallet. Usually I'll bring enough cash to cover about I'd say maybe like 8 meals in case if like I like want an extra meal. It's usually like 3 meals during the day. They're like different portions, but like I eat 3 meals during the day. I always bring like extra money for like, snacks or if I just want to like if I'm just like hungry and I just want like that extra meal. Pretty good. And then anything like miscellaneous from the vendor's hall in case if I find anything. I if it's food, I prefer to pay with cash. If it's like a miscellaneous thing, like I'll like pay with like a credit card if I need it. But usually when I go to SwampCon, I don't really find anything at the vendor's hall that like I need. I'll always go and like I'll walk around and I'll like collect business cards and so that way I can be like, hey, in the future to people that are like, I need this. I'm like, hey, do I have the person for you? So I usually do that up for a con. Like, during a con. Yeah, I just make sure that I have everything prepared that I need to do, money, um, content I want to film, um, locations written down to where I need to be for certain photo shoots. So I'm doing a costume contest that location as well. Um, and yeah, just like the extra note to have fun.
Mm. Sounds like a good time.
So
So,
yes.
yeah, definitely. Let me see. So, how do I prepare for Swampcon? I really don't. I just hear Bella talk about it and get excited, and that makes me feel excited for them. So then it's like, get ready to hit the like button on all the photos that you share. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Maybe one day I'll go. I don't know if it's going to be next year because next year I'm going to be swamped with different projects and courses and work and everything. But definitely in the future I would want to go. And yeah, that'd be a trip for me. I'd have to fly down there, maybe rent a car, I'll have to stay somewhere. So that would be quite
Hit
pricey.
me up. Hit me up.
No, okay. It's okay. I'll find something. So yeah, it's good to be prepared. So let's see. You kind of already touched on this a little bit, which is just like what is the general price for attending SwampCon? I did not look up price tickets. I don't know if I saw any. Uh-uh. I don't know.
So with SwampCon, it's a free con to get into. The only thing you have to worry about is passing through security. But just because it's a free con, that doesn't mean that you um, can just walk in and not register because usually they have online registration where you just go register online and it doesn't really cost anything. But if not, then you can like go and like register at a booth before you go in to security. They have I think about four booths cut in half. One side is um if you've like registered online, and the other side is if you like haven't registered online. That way they can like get you registered before coming into the con and doing security checks. And with security checks too, it's not like an airport security checks, as I've experienced, but it's with security. It's not like when you go to an airport, there's like security checks, but however, they do have something where um they will check the contents of your bag to make sure you're not bringing anything, concerning into the con. They do have an exception with uh props for all of my SCP Foundation cosplayers. I'm friends with a few SCP Foundation cosplayers too, so I know how it works. I've seen how they prepare. But if you come into the con, you have to make sure that your uh prop weapon um is labeled that it's fake, and on top of that, the nozzle has orange fluorescent tape around it so that way when security does a little bit of a further check, they can confirm and kind of like know from there. My friend Scout, she had a weapon that was made out of wood, and it was obvious it was made out of wood. Like she had two of them, and security came over, and at first we got spooked out, like, are we in trouble? But
Oh.
then they complimented, um,
Mm.
the props because I think Scout built them. I'm not entirely sure, but Scout must have built them because it looked like they built them. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like that's when my fears like dropped at this
Oh
convention going through security.
my gosh, I cannot
So yeah,
imagine.
usually I'm like I went through with like my full bag of cosmetology stuff, like because you never know when a cosplayer or you are gonna like need like a little bit of or a touch up or something like that. So which we did have that happen at some point during the con with another photographer who was in cosplay.
Mhm.
They didn't shoot my pictures, but it was so cool. Oh my gosh, I have it. I didn't put in my vlog for 2024 Swampcon, but um I did like, you know, help them with their wig. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's good to help each other out. So, and let me see. So yeah, I didn't look at general pricing for tickets and all that. But yeah, I'd just say check on the website. Make sure you have the cards, credit cards. Always withdraw cash. I know a couple of the places I've been to, they've had ATM machines. They can always withdraw cash and everything. So good stuff. Let me see. Next up, we have how crowded is SwampCon?
So like I mentioned with Swampcon, it's a small con, meaning like there's like a small crowd. There's like a small amount of vendors. So recently this year there was an increase with a lot of people attending and the amount of vendors that came. On top of that, the merchants hall, it was almost packed, the convention center, because the place is small. And on top of that, for the artist alley, instead of one room usually that they had two rooms that had almost exceeded, um, you know, the amount of vendors and art merchants in there. Me and my friends, we went through like two, both, before we went to the merchants hall. And the merchants hall is usually in their ballroom area, which is not far um from the route that it goes from the artist alley. So the merchants hall has like, things that are bigger, like figures and, plushes, um, stuff for fursuiters, board games. We had a guy that was a merchant there who was literally selling homemade wooden board games, and I'm like,
That's cool.
dude,
That's so
dude,
cool.
I love you. You're awesome for that. I love you. In an admiration for your work way. So that was really cool. And then they have like a food court for the students who go to UF in there. So a lot of cosplayers would kind of like go, get stuff in the food court. They also have a Subway and a I think it's a 7-Eleven. It's more of like foods that you would kind of get at a gas station or something. It acts like a 7-Eleven though. I forget if it's called 7-Eleven in there. But I know before me and my friends' photo shoots, we were sitting in the booth like where the Subway was, and like there was like the 7-Eleven thingy place that we had gotten our food. So that was pretty funny.
Mm, sounds like a good time. Definitely. So,
Yes. All in my vlog. Go watch it on my YouTube.
oh, there you go. And it's definitely like conventions that start out so small. It's so awesome to see them like grow throughout the years. Like Four State Comic Con, for example, is like very small and everything. And then, over the past couple of years, it's definitely grown. There's been more and more people coming too. But I think it's because they post signs like everywhere. It's all over
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram. It's like, oh yeah, come to Four State Comic Con.
Yes. I honestly, um, people, because it's so crowded, sometimes people would like sit inside like in areas of the convention center and eat if there wasn't a table available, or like sit outside and eat because it's pretty nice outside. Yeah,
Mm,
that was pretty
sounds
cool.
sounds like a good time. Let me see. So I know you mentioned a little bit about like what to do during the convention, but is there anything else about like what kind of activities are there for folks to do at SwampCon?
With activities, usually people will have they'll like do shows in panel rooms, because people will book a panel room. I know with SwampCon and Cosplay Tea Time, Cosplay Tea Time is interested in doing a panel at SwampCon. and I might be hosting because I love that convention so much. Um, we may be coming to Swampcon. Look out! But they'll have usually you'll find like the activities in different panel rooms and where the locations are in the Ritz Center because they'll have a schedule, not just a schedule's printed out, but they'll also have like a map of the convention center because the convention center or the Union Ritz Center is 3 floors. So they'll have a map for all 3 floors and where the different rooms are, provided by I think the college itself, for just students as well, like new coming students, they have that. And then they'll have like the schedule printed out, like enough for everybody for like all 2 days. So you can like see, I'm interested in this, this, and this. Let me see what I can make because there's like a lot of activities there. And so you can like go and find the rooms where the activities are. And staff, they're really helpful and they're really nice usually. I'm professional. I was very impressed speaking to one of them about something. I can't remember what that was, but like I spoke to them about something and they were like, "Oh, well, we don't know, but usually if you find staff, they might know." So yeah, I know I attended the furry roundup recently this year, and it was just a bunch of cosplayers hanging out and kind of just, talking about stuff and everything. I got a little bit in character during my vlog.
Oh,
Sorry.
so good.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. So, yeah, there's a lot of different activities. You got vendors to go look around. You got different people you can hang out with, different panels. Yes, we are looking to see Cosplay Tea Time could potentially host a panel next year at Swampcon, which we got to get in the works with that. Hopefully here soon before I forget. So, but yeah, we're hoping to do another panel at Cosplay, not Cosplay Tea, do a Cosplay Tea Time panel at Swampcon is the goal. So hopefully that happens. So wait and see. So next up, I know we were talking about this and even joking about it a little bit, but what's the food like at SwampCon and what are food prices like?
So in the Union Ritz Center, because it's tailored to college students coming in and out on a daily basis, they have a lot of fast food, but with Subway and with the 7-Eleven place, I'm just gonna call it that now because I can't remember like what it's called. It's probably
Convenience
called
store.
like the UF convenience store.
Mm-hmm. Something.
Uh, um, with Subway and the UF convenience store, I see like people who don't really like fast food go towards those options. I know I'm not really a big fan of fast food myself. Like I'll have it once in a while, but I won't like eating it because it's so it's so icky. Yeah, yeah. Plus, it's like it's not real food. In all science words. But it's kind of good for like a quick thing, I guess. I don't know. But me and my friends, we went into the UF convenience store and we kind of got like our stuff. We were gonna go into Subway, but the line was too long. We said stink it, and we decided to go into the convenience store and like get our stuff and yeah, that was cool. And then during the vlog, I was like eating like almost half of my food to my friend Brianna. So I mean my friend Reina. Cut that out. I was feeding half of my food to my friend Reina, so it was
Yeah. Okay.
kind of adorable. I even made a meme in the vlog, mom energy.
Mm. It's like a good time. Doesn't sound as many like food options as like Anime Central was. Whenever we did that one, there was like tons of food options. Swampcon, not so much. And do remember prices will be a little bit up there, and I'm sure and everything. But yeah, if you want to get food outside the
Yeah,
convention, I'm
there.
sure there's places around, but just make sure you bring a change of clothes because if you're out there in cosplay, you might get some weird looks.
Ugh. Yeah, there are a ton of food options and there are a ton of places in the Union Ritz Center when it comes to food. They usually have the food court on the second floor and the subway and the convenience store on the first floor. No, it's also on the second floor because I remember when you go through security and you go through those double doors, you are on the second floor where you see an information desk, and then that's where the subway and the U of convenience store is. And then you
Mhm.
walk down there, and then you walk around. You walk somewhere, and there's the food court.
Okay, nice. Get some different options. Different options. And then it sounds like you can bring food in. That's what I heard earlier too. 'Cause we were joking about that.
Yes, they are very accommodating to food allergies. If you mention that you have food on you because you have food allergies, they'll usually let you bring that in and stuff. Um, with like the miscellaneous snacks and stuff, they'll um, they usually search. I can't remember if they searched mine,
Mhm.
but they usually like search. So,
Mhm.
like if you bring like a bag
Mhm.
of pretzels or something like that,
Mhm.
make
And
sure you're not
little,
hiding anything in it.
yeah, little granola bars.
Yeah.
Powerade.
Yeah, though I brought like 10 Clip Bars,
Mhm.
and other snacks for my friends, which is like what the remainder of what was packed in like that black backpack I had, which it worked to our convenience because during the photo shoot sessions, one of the cosplayers in our group was hungry and I just gave them a bunch of like the snacks and stuff and
Makes
uh,
sense.
I even had like water on me too in case if they needed water during the photo shoots and we could go back inside to get water. So
Always gotta have water on hand. So, let's see. Actually, that segues nicely into the next question, which is: are there places to do photo shoots at SwampCon?
there actually are. There is a lovely area where they have like a little swamp. I think it's man built or something, or maybe not, but like they have like a little swamp. Of course, there's a railing that separates you from like the swamp because let's say you go through security and you go around there. You go down to the first floor. Um, the stairway is really cool. Not gonna lie. But you go down the really cool stairway out and you'll see like when you go through security and you go through that area that I was talking about with the help desk, the subway, and the you have convenience store, and you go down there, and you're on the second floor. You'll have a really cool stairway. Go down that really cool stairway and look out between the double doors there. Like it's like right there when you're going down the really cool stairway. And you'll see water and you'll see a railing and you go out there and usually they have like steps and a seating area out there, like going down those steps. And like that's where the lake area is, and they have like many places and areas where like you can shoot around there too. Me and my friends we were shooting in there, and on top of that, we that area is also next to a parking garage. That is like below the second level. So I didn't get to go in the parking garage whenever um my friend Scout was getting her photo shoot done because I was helping someone with their wig. But footage that was captured for the vlog. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's really cool. Because I remember going in the parking garage trying to find them, and then they weren't there because they went back in the convention. So I'm running back in the convention. They're like, wait, we'll meet you back where we were. And so I'm like, I'm running back where like I was with the cosplay I was fixing the wig for. I'm laughing because that's just so me. It's just so chaotic. That's just so me. But it was, that was funny. But me and my friend Reina, when she did her shoot, she was shooting down there, like next to where the um uh, little lake area was, and then um we were like a few feet away shooting like a wall and like where it leads to the parking garage. Me and one of my other friends, we did like a collaborative shoot, which was pretty cool. Going towards the project that we're doing. In 2025, like we're filming. So yes. Message me if interested. If not, we entirely understand. We don't know you. But yeah, there we shot there, and then my friend Scout, they shot in like the parking garage, which was pretty cool. And then 2023 when I met Dapper Arts and Lobo Shots. Lobo Shots wasn't at the con this year due to scheduling with him. But when I met Lobo Shots and Dapper Arts and I was cosplaying Jinx from Arcane Fly's little sister, we it was funny because before shooting in that area, I was just with my friend Reina and these two photographers came and they're like, would you like free photos? Your cosplay is very cool. And I hadn't done a photo shoot in a long time at that point. So I just was like nervous and I didn't know if this was like a scam or something like that. And I look over to my friend like, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, go have fun, go do it. So she encouraged me. And I was like, okay. So I went and I did the shoot. At first very like cautious. And then like it actually went pretty well. It was like 5 minutes, free photos. They were interested. And I had mentioned that like I have towards processing. I have slow processing, a little bit more guidance whenever during the shoot. So they were very helpful and accommodating with that. Lobo shots kind of worked with me for certain shots he thought would look good and stuff. Because I was, out of practice and everything. And then he shot pictures first. And then Dapper Arts had me do a little bit something that was more free form and that was a little more my comfort zone. So then I was helped up onto like the railing and we did like a railing shot. So we were on the other side of the convention center where there was the lake. Um it was pretty cool. I think there was a booth to like enter into the con too there, I think. There was like some people, kind of just like playing video games outside in that area where we were shooting, but we went out those double doors on the second floor and we went around and then there was like this outside hallway with like the railing on the side and then like I think the wall like of the building. And so we kind of shut out there and then we had a couple shots of like me doing one of Jinx's like trigger warning. Um I'm trying to figure out how to say it correctly without
Yeah, it's kind of
we
hard.
were doing one of I'm gonna say pointer poses. We were doing one of her weapon pointer poses. And then for a couple of the other shots we did like railing poses, which that was a little bit I was like trying not to fall off the railing, being so professional, but it turned out awesome.
That's good.
I still have the pictures up on my Instagram. It's like very deep in there, but it's from 2023. Like look in the April section of 2023. You'll find it. Um I still have those pictures on my phone because I'm so proud of myself. That one made me so happy. So I got free photos not just from Dapper Arts but Lobo shots, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Mm.
And I really saw how good both of the photographers were with their own set of qualities. And like, let me tell you, when you meet the right photographers to do photo shoots at, and you meet the right places, you're gonna or you shoot in the right places, you're gonna remember those places, and you're also gonna want to shoot with those photographers whether you have money or not to like shoot with them. Like it's honestly so cool. It's so cool.
It's
I'm
awesome.
like so fangirling over 2023 because that was like that was like my dream. It was like I was
Mm.
living in a dream the whole semester, building the cosplay and going to the con, and then meeting two awesome photographers and like spending time with my friend Raina, who I had spent like a very long time. So it was like this is like so cool. Oh my gosh!
Mm. That's awesome. That's so
And I also met another photographer also mentioned what was Figment's Media. I was just like chilling with a bunch of people and my friend Raina as well. And I think I was like about to go to the bathroom and I said that I didn't have to go to the bathroom, so I'm like going back and like and stuff and like Figment's Media, he was like right there doing photos for like a Dracula cosplayer who was
cool.
so cool. He turned to me and he's like, "Do you want a picture?" And I'm like, "You want to? Sure." And so like I did what like I a couple things of what I previously did at the shoot with Dapper Arts and Lobo earlier that day, and it was like yes, and he got the angles like so well. I love the angles, and he got like 5 shots, and then I was directed on where to access those shots. I was like, my gosh, this is so cool.
Mm.
And I also had like I think a couple people like I don't know interview me or something. I forget who they were, but they're like dead. Which I never caught where like the interviews were, but you know, that was so awesome. Coming back to the con after a long time and then standing out, being the only arcane cosplayer there, the only Jinx cosplayer there,
Mm.
and like scoring so many points. And then a year later, I scored points for my friend Reina. So
Mm.
you're welcome. Because she cosplayed the new Swampcon mascot, which came out this year. So that was
Okay.
I'm so happy. I'm just so happy for her.
Mm.
I am making miracles. Let's go.
Sounds good. Sounds like a good time all around. So we got a couple places to do photo shoots. And actually, we're gonna end on this last question, which is, what other information or advice do you have for folks attending Swampcon?
I would say with SwampCon, um, definitely be cautious about who you meet and where you meet them. If you're concerned about possible instances where you may be in a bad situation or tough situation, you could probably go and ask, you know, where security is. Every time I go to convention, I'm always pretty cautious and careful, but nothing has really happened to me personally. But I'm not gonna say that if you go to this con, nothing's gonna happen to you either, because like
Mm.
every con, either once in a while or all the time, there will be you know, like people that have an uncomfortable vibe. Um and stuff. So you kind of have to like watch out for that. And before
Mm.
going to a convention too, if you're new to going to a convention, just in general, I would look up, you know, do's and don'ts at conventions, conventions behavior and etiquette. We're going to be doing something on that later, which will be out or maybe is already out out.
Mm.
Um, just gonna
Um,
make sure to double check up on that. And like just I just care for my fans and my people. I just care for everybody because I'm the grandma of the group. So
mm,
yes. Yeah, and Pongo was also there at
mm,
Swampcon this year too, so
I'll be there
go
next year.
catch him in my vlog, Swampcon 2024, belladonnarose cosplays on YouTube. So
There you
yes.
go. Yes.
Yeah, I would yeah, do the prep work before. Make sure you do it months in advance too, so that way you
Yeah.
have enough practice.
Yeah, there's like different Instagram pages that'll have like do's and don'ts of cosplay convention. For me, I have a little like boundaries, like a little checklist thing that I do different for each convention. Just like if it's like cold and flu season, I'm like, okay, like no hugs, don't ask for a hug. It might be like friends only hugs. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, make sure you ask me for a
Yeah.
photo. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, everybody take a photo with me. I don't care. So, there's different ways to make sure like your boundaries are being respected and, always like keep an eye out.
Uh,
So,
yeah, and a little tip if you go to convention, you go to SwampCon, and you're just not sure, like, feel free to ask, like, hey, I'm just not sure if you're comfortable, but is it okay if I give you a hug or if we take a picture together? I get a lot of people asking me, if it's okay if they can take pictures with me or of my cosplay, like of me or of my cosplay. Um, or like if they can have like a hug or like if they have a question or something. I tend to answer it, and like, yeah, you can take a picture with me or you can like give me a hug and stuff because like I'm all for making that, connection with like people because, like that's just me. Though if you do something that is not of my consent, you may get a little bit of a
put it there. So yes, so making sure being safe, make sure you prepare ahead of time, make sure you got some snacks on hand, water, always going with a plan and all that, and hopefully have some fun. So let me see. Real quick, any other advice or anything folks should know about Swampcon?
just like any other con, like be careful, have fun, um, and yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's all you can do. So, let me see. So that was pretty much all the questions that I had. We wrapped up everything pretty nicely. So that was SwampCon. Hopefully, Cosplay Tea Time will have a panel here soon. That would be exciting. Hopefully, we'll get some folks down. Again, Cosplay Tea Time tour sometime soon. We'll see how that goes. So, alright, so with that, just want to let you all know, thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to join Cosplay Tea Time, make sure to message us on our Instagram. Our link tree's down below. Make sure you follow and support the guest and tea sippers. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You just have to be 18 years or older to join. And we're just a fun-loving cosplayer, sharing advice, talking about a lot of anime shows, and doing these podcast recordings, getting them out there so they can take a moment out of their day to do this. And not only that, but viewers take a moment out of their day to kind of listen, chat, unwind with some tea or beverage. So always a good time. So we hope that everyone's taking care, staying safe, and we'll see you next time. Keep sipping away. Bye, everyone.